What's up, guys? Ruby Star Society swatch quilt sew along, right? This is the world's easiest quilt, right? It's just nice and simple. Why would one want to do this quilt? Well, as a huge TP Tula Pink lover, Kaffe Fassett lover, Anna Maria Horner lover, Tim Holtz lover, you can't always make a full quilt with everything and it'd be all intricate and just involved. Sometimes you just want to see the fabrics play with each other. Sometimes you just want to see what the collection looks like. And this is a great way to do it. It's just what it's called, a swatch quilt. Now, this is a little too plain for me, so I'm going to give it a little zhuzh, but nothing major. I'm just going to add in an additional fabric that's going to knock these off kilter. So right now they're all lined up, and we're going to get rid of that because, you know, that's not fun. And we're just going to give my fabrics a little somebody to play with. So to do this, they suggest that you do 12 fabrics, and it's really, really simple. They're 4.5 by 10.5 inch rectangles, and it's made up of 2 alternating horizontal rows. So you use all 12 fabrics in each row. And that's it. That's the whole quilt. So I'm going to go on ahead and cut these up really quickly. These are 4.5 by 10.5 inch rectangles. So I'm going to cut it up really, really quickly. And I think you're just trying to get 6 of each from the strips. So I'm going to show you guys what collection I'm going to use, and then I'm going to cut it up, and then I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to give it a little zhuzh. So I got my fabrics from 2 different places. I got the majority of my Ruby Star from Sewing Art Center. Roxanne's also has Ruby Star, but I didn't end up getting it from them. Instead, I got this Ruby Star. So this is a Tula Pink. I don't know who that is. That's just somebody I had to have. I love the way that they give you your fabric. Isn't this nice? I'm telling you, sometimes it's just in the little details. I think it is amazing that they fold the fabric like this. It's just sometimes it's the little things. You can see every fabric that you have, like right here. I don't know which fabrics I have. I mean, I know they're all in there because my people do a great job, but look, they're all tucked away. But this, you get to see them all. Oh my gosh, sometimes I shop at Roxanne's just so I can see my fabric laid out this way. Am I insane? A little bit. So I'm going to take the this fabric, the one that is Ruby Star. Oh, I hate to unfold this. It just breaks my heart that I'm unfolding this. Just kind of want to put it back together. Not that this goes with that, but yada, yada, yada. So this is the fabric that I'm going to add to this collection. So here are my 12 prints, and this is the one that we are going to add. And all I'm going to do is cut this into 1.5 inch strips. I'm going to cut it just 1.5 inch strips, and then I think I am going to piece them together. I'm going to piece just one long strip of 1.5 inch strips. I'm going to cut this into 7 1.5 inch strips, and then I'm going to sew them all together, and that should be enough for me to do everything with this quilt that I want to do. So this is the mock-up of what it is that I'm trying to do. And I'm just going to randomly throw some of these checkboards with the mix, just for funsies. And then I'm going to run them horizontally, just for funsies. I think it goes well with the collection. It's just something to do. It's just a little zhuzh. Is it even me if I didn't zhuzh it? Just a smidge. This is beautiful as it is. Nothing wrong with it. I just want to push it off kilter here and there. Let's just see what happens. I'm going to show you guys every single one of these because these 2 rows are both, well, they're not identical. This row has 12, and then this row has 12. It's just 2 different orders. And then it's repeated 1, 2, 3 times, and then this was repeated 1, 2, 3 times. So I need to figure out what order I want the 12 in, and then figure out another order that I want the 12 in, and that will be that. So let's look at these fabrics. Why do I keep thinking that I'm recording and I'm not? So this is the Ruby Star by Sarah Watts. It's the Firefly. And I had to buy this entire bolt, this baby bolt, which is 1 1/8 yards, even though I only needed 1/3 of a yard. Now, they are trying to push the Warp and Weft collection, which is yardage. So the dimensions of this are made to not let you use a jelly roll, but I really don't think a jelly roll is big enough to really get a good understanding of a swatch. You know, like, you want something a little bit bigger. Now, the dimensions are just large and long enough for you not to be able to use a layer cake, but don't feel like you can't. You know, if you were to do a layer cake, you would just cut each square into 5 by 10, and your things would, you know, finish at 4.5 by 9.5, and there's nothing wrong with that. So you guys make this into what you want to, you know, make it work for you. Make it do what you want it to do. All right, I'm going to lay these out a little bit better, and then we'll come back and look at them. All right, so here are the 12 all laid out. I have no idea what order I'm going to put these in. Like, none. Zero. Maybe I'll just do it, group light colors together for the first row, and then mix it up a little bit on the second row. Who knows? And then this is what this color will look like. And again, I chose an entire line of Ruby Star. This is the Firefly by Sarah Watts. And I'm not 100% sure if this one goes with the Firefly, but oh yeah, it does. It does. Okay, so I stayed within the collection. And then this is the outlier. So I'm getting ready to cut these up. I'm going to have a great time cutting them up. Then I'm going to show you the 2 orders that I'm going to do them in. And then I am going to go live and sew it live. So if you want to see me actually putting it together, come on and hang out. Then after that, I will come back and show you guys the finished top. Okay? I was debating on how to cut this up. So this is 1/3 of a yard. So I was wondering if I was going to go over 4.5 and then do another 4.5 and then just cut it. But I think what I'm going to do is cut this at 10.5 and then turn it sideways and then get my 4.5 cuts this way, and that way we have mushrooms that are right side up. Okay, so that's what we're going to do for this mushroom fabric, and I think we're going to have to do that for this, which looks like the bunnies are, oh yeah, this is directional. So yeah, we're going to cut it to 10.5 this way, and then we'll cut our 4.5-inch cuts this way. All right. All right. Like I said, I'm grabbing the first one, and I could power cut this and do a couple layers, and I might do that later, but I'm just going to cut this first directional print with you guys. And again, this is a free pattern, which is why I'm giving you the sizes. I don't think you have to sign up or anything for this one. Just go get it. Just go to their website and download it. So that's going to be excess, and then I'm going to turn it sideways. Now, you do not, under any circumstances, have to have multiple rulers to do this, but I'm going to use them because I have lots of rulers, and so I'm just going to use what I have. And I have an arrow on here that is in the wrong spot. And also, if I ever tell you guys this is the best thing ever, I want you guys to know, you know what? She's got a lot of crap, but she uses her stuff. You know, she has a lot of stuff. She buys a lot of stuff that's unnecessary, but she uses it. So this is me using the ruler, a smaller ruler, because it's easier to maneuver. And I own it. And this is one of the ones that I think you should get after the after this one. I think everybody should have this Quilter Select ruler. But then after that, this guy right here. All right. And I'm just going to rotate this around. And I know we need 6 of these, 6 4.5. So I need to just hit this 3 times. And I'm just going to place this here. I'm using the ruler, not the mat. And it looks like we are going to have quite a bit of excess. This is 1. This is 2. Oh my goodness, so much excess. And this is 3. Huh. I don't love how much excess we have. But that's okay, because you guys know how much I love to donate some fabrics. So this is going into these scraps. Look at how much this is. I would almost suggest doing another cut just because, and just making this a little bit bigger, because that's a lot. Am I going to do that? No, because whatever. But that is a lot of excess fabric, in my opinion. All right, so that's how I'm going to cut all these. I might power cut this so that we can move on. All right, let's stop. So this is the order that I've decided to sew it in. Look at all this. These are massive pieces that could be something amazing. I don't know exactly what, well, I'm going to donate this, but it's a lot. And don't forget, people go crazy for salvages by Ruby Star. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that in the bag also. And maybe somebody will want it. But yeah, this is the order that it's going to be sewn in. And now all there is to it is just to sew it and add in these strips randomly, although not so randomly because I've already kind of mapped it out. And I'm going to do each row 3 times, just like this. And I'm happy with this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. It looked like these were just a little close. All right, but that's it. So I'm going to go live and start sewing them together. So if you would like to see that, pop on over to the live. And then when I pop back on here, this will all be done. So we have this row sewn. That's the first row. This is the second row. And I can tell because of where I've placed this. And remember, I wrote the numbers in chalk on the back of these. And so I'm just putting a border strip on the bottoms of these strips, and then I'll just sew them together. Now the cool thing is, it absolutely does not matter which direction I press these two because of this strip here. Nothing is nesting, and I love that. This is so fast, so easy. It just doesn't matter. The question is it going to be cute? But just in plopping this up next to I can see this is going to be cute. This is really quite cute, actually. I am very pleased. So I'm just going to cut this off here, this little tail. I'm not even really pinning it. I'm just kind of eyeballing where they, just kind of eyeballing it. Maybe throwing 1 or 2 pins in, but not like pinning every place. I just kind of let it fall where it does. And I just love that pressing just does not matter at all with this. All right, guys, I'm going to sew all the rows together because they're all finished. And we will be done with this guy. A very quick, easy, fun sew. So it's all done. It's all sewn together. And it is just the cutest little thing. I would have never thought that I would like this as much as I do. And I really, really, really like it and enjoy it. I would do this quilt just this way, the same way. I would sash it so that nothing has to line up. I love that nothing has to line up on this. Like, truly love that. Yeah, it just gives it a little something. But it's a nice size. It kind of reminds me of my 3-yard quilt sizes. I think this one finishes probably a little bit bigger because I added in, you know, the 1 inch sashing and little additions here and there. But I'm telling you guys, this quilt is great for a collection that you just really like the fabric. So I was thinking, like, what does that mean? So Iban has a fabric collection that I absolutely loved, and I would love to see it just laid out working with itself, how she kind of intended it to go with itself. She's from Free Spirit. She's Sarah Bond's cousin. And I just don't know what I would do. Like, I just have no idea what to do with it. I think the best way, well, this one uses yardage. There was a bit more left over than I would want. So I might actually go ahead and try this with a layer cake and just cut it in half and work with it that way. But other than that, with the yardage, you can kind of control which prints you get. So there are, you know, gives and takes to both of those. So you might want to do a layer cake and just sew them all together this way, or you might want to actually get yardage so that you can control how many of the prints that you have and when it repeats, because that's kind of the allure of this, is that you have one row and then you have another row, but then the next row is an exact repeat of that one, which is really, it's just, who would have thunk that such a simple quilt could make such an impact? All right, stay tuned for the pictures of this guy, and I will see you guys on the next one.